What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about KASPA today. KASPA, KASUSDT. Looking at it on the chart today, I like the way this 4-hour looks, man. Honestly, I'm going to take away the fib real quick. Looking at this here, you have a little bit of a higher low buildup. You kind of have a flat top here. It does look like it wants to move higher, I will say, at the moment. The RSI does look strong. You're building strength for sure. You're above the 50, higher lows, higher highs. Looks nice, in my opinion. You did get into the bearish or the bullish area of control, and you rejected it a couple times, but you are still holding higher lows. This day has opened up to the downside, and that gives me reason to believe that you do have a solid chance of reverting back to the upside before the end of the day. From this recent high to this low here, you can see that you haven't even hit your 382. You're very close to it, an area that you found somewhat of resistance, somewhat of support before. I would think that you would at least go up to here. Being at 30 or 3.5 cents right now, that would take you up to about 3.636 cents. You could even go above that. You might even go above that. It is possible that you move all the way up to your 618, 69 area, somewhere up here, form yet another lower high before moving down lower. If we look at this thing on another fib kind of perspective from top to bottom here, you can see that you are finding a little bit of resistance on your 236, but the 382 would be all the way up here at about 3.8 cents, and that to me would make a little bit of sense, maybe even up to the 0.5. I doubt that you see this one's 618.69 area up here, but just kind of in comparison to this move, how it looks like it's been doing. You came down, you came up, you came down. It looks like a local low. You might be looking to form another local high, which, just kind of roughly eyeballing it, that could take you, just below 4 cents, maybe around 3.8 to 4 cents, somewhere in there. That would make sense to me. And again, that 3.8 to 4 cents area does line up with this overall 382. So looking at the 4-hour, it does look kind of constructive opposed to most cryptos that don't look good at all. So I do think that in the coming weeks, you probably do move upward a little bit. Probably, maybe in the coming days, it might not even be weeks, but I do think you come upward a little bit. Look at that, man. The purple line itself even is right up here. If it comes down at this kind of trajectory, you're right there at about 3.8 cents. Could you go a little bit above it? Sure. I think that would mean it's a good time to sell. You are below your 50 after all. If you get above your purple line, it probably would be a good time to sell somewhere up there. That might be the best time to sell, relatively speaking. But just like here, you got above it, would have been a great time to sell. Right here, that would have been the tip of the iceberg if you sold there. Just like here, if you bought down here, it would have been good to buy, but then you broke through it, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, looks like you're showing respect on this purple line. So I really do think and would expect that you go up here. And again, that's around 3.8 cents as of now, and that could happen in the next couple days. So I do think KASPA goes up soon in the short term, but ultimately I think that it has lower prices to go. I do think that it goes lower from here. We're looking at this thing on the weekly, and this is on KuCoin. If we were to take this thing from the low to the high, the 382 down here is at about just below 3 cents, and we haven't quite reached that yet. It would not surprise me to go there, and we could even go below there. So it is possible that we could even go down to the 61869 area. There is a lot of hype around this coin. I feel like it is a very, whether you love it or you hate it, it is a very talked about coin. And not just in my Discord, in the space, I've heard about it and I've heard some things about it. There are a lot of people who are excited about it, but sometimes that kind of excitement can be misled, and that can be the demise of this thing. All this anticipation up here. You have some paper hands that just sell as we go down, and we could even go beyond this and go lower. It is possible, but at the moment, the area that I'm really looking at would be this 382 for a kind of a buy. Somewhere around, it's below this high here, kind of around this high here. I wouldn't even be surprised if you went down to around the 0.5 area, but somewhere between about, let's say about 2.5 to 3 cents, somewhere in that area, likely below 3 cents, likely above 2.5 cents. But first, before we do that, likely we go higher, just a little bit higher, around like 3.8 cents, maybe to 3.9 cents, something like that. On the weekly RSI, not a whole lot of data to go off of. You are above your 50. You have room to go down. That's really all I can say. On the daily, it does look like you're in a downtrend on your daily. You could go up You very well could go up a little bit, still have a lower high, reject this kind of area. You could even go up to the 50. It's possible, still have a lower high, but I do think, you know, this bounce off of the oversold zone is promoting some growth right now that we are going to see in the coming days, and you know, we've been seeing it over the past couple days even. But long story short, ultimately, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually got into the oversold zone. If we don't, if we make strides higher, we come back down and we bounce off the oversold zone again, that would look very, very bullish. Very bullish for KASPA. If we get into the oversold zone, still, it can be bullish, man. It doesn't have to be, but just something like this would be a lot more bullish. But even this can promote very bullish stuff, so don't get too discouraged. That would be kind of a lower low in line with these lows here, so that would make sense as well. Maybe we come down here, form a higher low in the RSI, get a lower low in the price, and then we get some bullish divergence, and we turn around from there. Again, that would be around what I said, like 2.5 to 3, just below 3 cents, something like that. That would make sense to me. If we look at this previous area where we had some highs here, that is at about 2.8 cents itself. So, and right over here, so that fits within that range as well. We could wick below this line. We could wick to it. We could wick below it and then close right at it, come back up and close right at it. Something like that might happen. But all in all, in the immediate term, I do think you go up. In the semi-immediate term, I think you go down. I don't think that this move down overall is done yet. I think what we're seeing right now is just another build up to a lower high as we saw here. So over the coming days, maybe even the coming weeks, we could see a move that ultimately resolves to a lower high, and then from there we go lower. That's really all I have to say. So if you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Adios. Peace.